This should be the final video that you should watch before you waste your time thinking you could get a 850 score in even 5 years, because the truth is the odds of this happening are extremely rare. And if your credit score is 548 or even around 600, the chances of you actually accomplishing this within 5 years is highly unlikely. However, there are some outliers within this category, including myself and a few others. But before we go into this video, I want you to know that these are 100% circumstantial, not duplicatable, simply because my credit history is kind of like my fingerprint. You see here on camera. You don't have it, it belongs to me. There's things that I'm capable of that you're certainly not capable of, and vice versa. So this video will provide you with all of that data that we have, including my own experience of running a nationwide credit repair company for over 10 years, dealing with a multitude of people with different backgrounds, different religious backgrounds, ethnic backgrounds, and even different upbringings. Some of my clients even live abroad, work on the military bases across the world. I've worked with people in federal government and municipal government, statewide governments, and also independent people, blue collar, white collar, skilled laborers, CEOs operating multi-million-dollar companies. I've worked with a mix of people, and I think that my experience should count. And nonetheless, the data that is even outside of my own experience running a credit repair company and servicing tens of thousands of clients. So before this video ends, you will clearly understand the odds that are stacked against you and the similarities of what all these outliers have in common, exactly what they did, how they were able to take their 548 credit score or around all the way up to 850. Now, what does that look like on paper? Let's just go ahead and jump into this video right now. A 548 credit score tells me a few different things. Number one, this person probably has negative information on their credit report within the past 3 to 4 years. Number two, this person does not have any open credit cards with substantial limits, such as, thousands or, like 3,000 or more of available credit per credit card. Number three, the person has outstanding collections, late payments, and has not paid these off. So spoiler alert, if this profile sounds like yours, it is highly unlikely that you will have an 850 score within the next 5 years. In fact, I'm willing to bet on that 90% of you will not have an 850 credit score. And it has nothing to do with removing negative items, but has everything to do with the underlying internal problems that you have as an adult, from merely your understanding of credit, personal finance, such as basic budgeting, calculating your finances, and just being financially literate. And last but not least, you're not mentally and emotionally mature to handle money, and that is your punishment. You should thank the credit bureaus because the score is actually protecting you from yourself, from undergoing further financial problems. So if you feel that you're stuck with your credit score, just know that you put those handcuffs on, and they're keeping you from doing bad things financially. And that should be a lesson to you to really understand that you have messed up and you need to go through the Department of Credit Correction or credit rehab, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to take a lot of internal work. And even if you do hire a credit repair company, or even my own, which is Pinnacle Credit Repair, the company that I own, it doesn't matter who you hire to fix it. Most likely you will go back to the same position or even worse than that of when you started. And this is what the data shows. This is not my opinion. This is the patterns that we see through human behavior. And unless you are really serious about changing, dream on. Because it's just always going to be a dream, and there's no sense of hiring a credit repair company and pressuring them to fix your problem until you fix your own through taking the proper actionable steps. Speaking of actionable steps, consider working with me, Pinnacle Credit Repair, an elite credit repair management company that specializes in working hands on hands with its clients to provide them financial literacy, credit coaching, so they can enhance their scores over time and master the game of credit, from understanding how to remove negative items off their credit and how to keep the negative items off by properly budgeting their finances and managing their credit cards, to the point where they start to build equity with the credit cards and change their entire perspective on debt rather than viewing it as a debt trap, but more of a vehicle to leverage their finances into making generational wealth. And believe it or not, all the wealthiest people in America use credit to their advantage. In fact, the United States of America Its birth was because of the mere concept of credit. It was credit that allowed colonists in order to instill domestic economy, to which we tariffed Great Britain, and that time inducing economic upspring with the Native Americans and local tribes, and the colonists in order to barter and trade and do so much as create its own currency via the credit system. Hamiltonian credit system was the first of its kind at that time, but that's for another video. I highly recommend you take a deep dive in, because if you're going to change your entire perspective on credit for the better, you first need to understand why we have credit in the first place in our system. And it's not a debt trap, it's actually a blessing.